Well, two names many parents may know, Roblox and Nudify apps are now facing federal investigations or lawsuits accused of putting profits ahead of the safety of kids in some cases. Joining us now to discuss is Leeza Garber, cybersecurity expert and privacy attorney. Always good to talk to you. And let's start with Roblox. I was reading this morning that Connecticut is the latest state to launch an investigation into Roblox. The AG from Connecticut describing it this way, has become a predator's playground. But when you look at it across the board, Leeza, Roblox is facing over 100 lawsuits. You have a number of AGs, states have filed lawsuits. Kids use this, right? What is the issue here for parents?
Great to be here with you, Angela, this morning. And to contextualize it, we have half of children under 16 in the entire U.S. on Roblox. It is a collaborative gaming platform, and the concern here is safety. We have pedophiles roaming around, we have age authentication that doesn't really work, and we have other issues with exploitation. There's currency that you can use and kids become addicted to it. So there are a variety of fronts that parents are battling, and it is becoming overwhelming.
When you talk about exploitation, exactly how is this happening?
There are chat features on Roblox which pedophiles can use. They can say they're a child that's 8 or 12 or 16, start chatting with someone and ask them to send nudes. If they get photos back, they can use them for blackmail purposes, i.e. don't tell your parents, things like that. And this has happened over and over again in states across the country. And parents are attempting to learn how to use the settings, how to change the default settings and understand it. But really, parents have to be extremely involved in this process. We cannot trust Roblox to manage the safety.
Well, they're saying for their part, they have argued they have invested heavily in moderation and safety tools to protect young users. What are parents asking them to do? Why is that not enough? They say they've done something about it.
Roblox has a chief safety officer. They've invested millions. They have settled with states, offered millions of dollars in education programs, but it's still not enough. People can get around it, and that's the problem. And it's not just pedophiles that can get around it, right? Kids are very tech savvy. So if they want to play and parents aren't allowing them, they're going to find a way around. Parents really have to be aware of how their children and how their community, other kids in the school, are using this gaming platform. That's part of the problem.
You just said there have been settlements regarding Roblox, but then you look at the big picture, the ball game here. We have seen landmark jury verdicts against Meta, YouTube, two of the biggest names in social media, finding them liable in some ways involving harming kids. Do these rulings against YouTube and Meta, could they actually help parents in some of these lawsuits against Roblox? How would it shape it?
The hope is that the lawsuits against Meta and other programs, social media apps, AI chatbots will help set off a domino effect in terms of safety. But we have to remember, these are platforms and their primary goal is to make money. So they're setting up advertisements that are luring children in. They want to make eyes on screens. They want to get this as addictive as possible. So we have to contextualize this whole debate within that.
You know, listen, this morning until when I found out you were coming on, I'd never heard of Nudify apps. And I see you shaking your head. It has you quite disgusted and worried. What's going on here? Why is this now on your radar?
Yes, so AI has made it possible to have you submit a photo and you can nudify or strip that photo. So woman, man, any age, there are AI generated platforms that will help you do this. And there are contests taking place on 4chan right now with the moniker Ask a Wizard to undress somebody. The problem is Nudify apps, these deep fakes, are going around schools like wildfire. And then we're seeing that app stores, including big ones like Google and Apple, are allowing these apps on their platforms.
So the FTC, are they taking any action? What's the deal with that?
We have amazing investigative reports that are looking into what apps are appearing on Google, on Apple, and on other third-party messaging platforms. And the FTC is starting to investigate based on third-party claims. But the real problem here is the access to these apps. They're being allowed to advertise on Google and Apple, and they're being placed with sponsored content. So understanding access to them is a huge problem.
Cybersecurity expert and privacy attorney Leeza Garber, always good to talk to you.
Thank you, Angela. Same.